Yeah! Calm down! You calm down!
So I have the hole cut out.
Gotta hold it because there's not really a way to clamp it in the back.
Bye-bye. Have a good time. We got our new Turbski. Collector is 180 flipped from where we need it to be. So we're going to have to this guy up, inlet housing over.
Nice car. Perfect.
Now we've come to the land down under, taking all the exhaust mounts off, all the way down. All right, last mount is taken off. I'm probably going to cut it just on the other side of the differential. Great success!
Yeah! Yeah! Hey, yo!
This will make sense later, but the cat / muffler will be reused, so I'm just getting the old dirt off of it, getting that aluminized paint on there again. Good bonding surface, and I'm going to repaint it. Here we're building out the exhaust stack holder mount, we'll call. Our general assembly here. I got my layout fence, square. I'm going to do our bolt holes here. Just going to do one on each mount. And the rib, boom, boom. Pulled that out. It was kind of an SOB, but this also gives me a chance to seal this edge up here and paint this up.
Oh, drop the load. Oh, yeah, drop that load, yeah.
Drilled out on the piece. Now I got layout marks here.
Drilled out, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah, baby.
Oh my gosh. No shot, brother. Went back around, made a mess. Added this nice little chamfer and hole so we can access the bolt that's in here. So I don't lose my wrench when I tighten it up. Oh yeah, baby. Now it's set up real nice. I like the way it looks. Always get the flame proof because it's the actual 13 to 2000 degrees. Get this off here, paint it up looking nice. Heat paint. I'm gonna throw this muffle in here and see how she looks.
Jesse, close the door.
Got our 90 welded in, shooting underneath, and I want to get the transmission in there. Now we have the ZF6 underground. So I have the hole cut out.
Yeah, baby.
Fingers crossed. I'm in danger.
Is enough to get me to the boiling point!
As we can see here, left hole. Gonna go through all these bolts here on our lovely looking adapter plate. Tighten all these up, give them a good snug. There's also a cutout I need to make here for the frame rail to clear that transfer case. Sits a little too high for likings. Alright, got the chopping done here. Alright, I gotta rip out of here real quick, but we got this design laid out. 2 3/8 by 6-inch plate up top. Now on to hose and rubber to hold.
Yeah! 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 Yeah!
So here we have my HX40 adapter to the V-band, to the engine brake, exhaust brake. And weld this out in 309, got it tacked up here. Get my purge set up and whip it around. Purge is up, quick connected, ready to rip. .309 has been installed. I'm happy enough with it. No crusties in the inside. Purge went good. Now we're gonna look at install measurements. So as you see here, I took the measurement from the center of the eye. This is at the measured on that little piece to where the shaft of the drive shaft meets, or where the weld would essentially be. That ended up coming out straight to 50 millimeters. And then I measured to the drive shaft that is in there. We came up with 725 millimeters total from the center of the eye to where we need to be with that input. So like the butt of that shaft is about here. That's a good thing I'm a millbilly / pipe fitter. Have one of these pipe tapes here, wizard wrap. Get a nice little scribe line over here so I can see my cut all the way around. Another view of what I'm talking about. It's nice and square all the way around. Don't matter where you put it. Slide it around. Nice and tight. It's a clean cut. We'll prep the inside, outside, get it welded up.
No lathe, no problem, baby. I am a machine.
In theory, we're not gonna get copy struck, but don't get much better than that. So I took this bag off. Haven't welded anything yet. I noticed I made a mistake in my drawings here. So I have this 109 millimeters here to the bracket. And then we have what should be 616, not Satan. 616 is what that measurement should be. So we take off from 725, 109, that gives you 616 millimeters. That's what we need. Got it marked and scribed again. We're just gonna rerun that cut and machine it out again.
Yeah. Yeah. Fuck.
So as you can see here, we have downpipe, slip exhaust, going to clamp into the 90 we have at the bottom of our stack. 90 there. So nice little clamp going on there. So you got to do a little bit of welding. This piece here is stainless, so I'm going to leave this for last. And I believe this is also stainless. So I'm going to get all these carbon ones out of the way. So I ain't got to worry about purge the whole time. And then once I get ready for the stainless stuff, I'll purge it up and 309 away, baby. But yeah, I'll get suited up, get the time lapses rolling. Quite the Bernoulli effect here from the, what I believe is 3-inch exhaust all the way up to 7-inch stack. Back underneath, applying the needle bearings. Needle bearings do the needle bearing thing. Exploded and went everywhere, so I retract it. Super wide angle for the angles. I'll end up about just under 1/2 inch gap or inch. And then we're bolted up the transmission here. Got our balance narcs on here. I believe they are somewhere around here. You'll see them. Great success. Downpipe is connected. Quick little run through there. Got the exhaust coming out. Chooch down. Chooching up, baby. I'm gonna put it back on the ground. Get rid of these jack stands today. I can't even remember the last time this was on the ground.
Very nice. Yeah!
Brought the engine hoist into play here just because of the awkward sizing and weight of this radiator. Is kind of a little over the top, just a manhandle in there. As you see here, we got a radiator up there. AC condenser in the front. No intercooler yet. Kind of holding off a second. We got our transmission line or transmission oil cooler hooked up. We just need filter housing remapped essentially. So where I had it here, where I put the engine subframe, goes down. Can't use that spot anymore. That's where it originally sat along this little bracket here. So I'm building a new one. I got that started out. Keeping it pretty simple. It's got a little piece of angle iron. You do these 2 holes here. Maybe the third one. We'll see how I feel with it. Getting it marked out with our optical center punch here. I don't know if you can see into that. I'll just put it in there actually. Should still be on the mark. I got the circle one in there now just because I've never really used it. Kind of see what's going on in there. Pretty cool little deal. Anyways, I'm gonna get these holes punched out, get some mounting holes punched out, and then I just have to get one more hole punched out on the frame rail. And we'll be ready to chalk this up. Start it up. Ooh yeah, baby. That's pretty precise. That's also shout out to that optical punch because I can never get that close, which is like regular drilling. And we'll call it eyeballing where the punch should be versus that optical center punch where it's no question every time. 10 out of 10 recommend that tool. Now, as you'll see here, the transmission lines are kind of a mess. They were chopped the wrong size, so I got toes taken back to the hose and rubber shop. Got them sized down so it's not wrapped around the subframe like that with all those friction points to vibrate and cause leaks. Here's the finished product. The floor we modified. You'll see here shortly how it goes around the engine horn, or the intake horn, excuse me. And then here's a shot of that underside just around the intake horn we got. Nice new 60-9 turbo. Aero 125 for scale. Here's where all the ideas started. Got all that crusties off there, ready for paint. Bracket all fabricated out. Making sure everything fits right, looks good and straight. Little paint never hurt nobody. Stack preview. Please hold. Yeah. Super stoked to get this thing in here. I fought it basically all day until my dad showed up right at the end of the day, just fighting it. Glad we got that in there. We got the subframe all painted up, ready for install. Final product looking factory as ever. Unreal. Welds we put together for that engine brake adapter. And here we got our drive shaft welds. First pass, and I did a second pass on here as well. Downpipe all welded out. Pretty on the inside too, nice and smooth. She's in. And you'll notice the exhaust is quite a bit higher here. I cut and re-welded it as it was hanging a little lower than comfort. I didn't want it to be the lowest thing underneath the truck, so we brought it up tighter. And again, all that white smoke is just from the oil I added into the top side of the cylinders for priming the oil.